we're gonna play in the RU-251 on mines, and on mines the tactic, the number one rule is to win the hill. If you win the hill, you pretty much got the greatest chance to win this game. Now if you lose the hill, that's gonna be a problem. So RU-251, as you can see, I'm loading high explosive, and I'm able to use this high explosive round to effect. High explosive round is very unique. You get 102mm of penetration. Just to give you perspective, normally tanks would only have about 40mm of penetration with high explosive round on 90mm guns. So this gun, which does 100mm penetration with its HE, you could really use it to punish other light tanks and other weakly armored targets. So you gotta make sure you know how to use it. And I'm gonna show you this game because I'm trying to do my mission as well. Which mission was this? Light tank 3. So yeah, cause damage to 6 different tanks and spot them. I'm gonna shoot that Oni, and you can see here why am I using gold. Well, there's no other reason, no other way to win this game. Pretty much, I need to kill that Japanese fat heavy, and you can see we have a 29%, and now we have a 26% to win. If I want to carry this, I have to carry my team a lot, and I'm already done to 200 health. Now, do you think I can really carry my team? Well, if you ask me, I can tell you that when I'm in my RU-251, I'm fairly confident on my capabilities in carrying, but not when I have 200 health points. But now I'm going to use heat rounds, and I'm going to show you just how awesome this heat round is. I don't use heat rounds often, but in this gameplay, when I'm heavily outgunned, well, just not that kind of good situation to win. Pretty much 27% is kind of more of a desperate situation than anything else. Then I think using gold round is justifiable. I certainly don't want to be spamming them. I mean, use it for situations such as this when you really need the gold round to make sure you win. And here I'm just trying to show you how to work your gun depression and basically destroy the enemy tanks like this. You know, take a shot, quickly zoom back. Doesn't matter if the shell misses. Doesn't matter. The most important thing is you have more chance to penetrate the enemy than the enemy can penetrate you. That is what you have to make sure, that you have the better upper hand in penetrating and causing damage to the enemy tank than they have on you. So there's no point for you to go, oh, let me just find a weak spot, I'm gonna aim for like 10 seconds and here he's gonna spam a round into your weak spot and you're gonna die. So I don't recommend that at all. I recommend you to do what I'm doing, taking those chancy shots, coming back. If it hits, great. If it doesn't matter. And I see a lot of you guys with, let's say, less than 1,500 win rate. You guys often tend to make that mistake where you think, right, I'm gonna aim, take my time. Well, no, you don't take your time, because it doesn't matter on your statistics, you know, how many hits you take. None of the clans are really gonna give a shit about, you know, what's your hit ratio. They only care about what's your win rate and what's your, let's say, efficiency, or what's your kill to death ratio, and or damage dealt to damage received ratio. Then obviously missing those shots doesn't really matter. Now I'm out of heat rounds, so I have to AP the T-54, and I did go through his side armor. You don't drive out sideways, I'm afraid. And you can see I've done 2,600 health points, and yet we're still not winning, even though I'm in a light tank. And that is because the enemy team are really competent. As you can see, they have RU-251, which is even a better player than me, so I gotta really work my best to ensure that I can carry my team, and that is why I choose the hill every single time. So if you've seen my video about, you know, what you should do on this map, if you're a heavy tank, make sure you go here so that the enemy tank you don't let enemy tanks to get up this hill once your tanks have gotten up the hill. Make sure you stop them by tracking them as they come up. So what you ideally want to do is to stay here if you're a heavy tank and shoot them as they're trying to come up. If you're a light tank, get on the hill, just get on the hill. Medium tank, which is fast, get on the hill. If you get on the hill, you have such a brilliant opportunity to really have 50% coverage of the entire map if you're in your light tank or medium tank on the hill. Now if you could, I do still recommend you to get up here in your heavy tanks if you could, but again, more importantly, your light tanks and medium tanks are supposed to take it. If you don't, let's say, get it, I'm pretty sure the enemy team's gonna fuck up your team from above. Now imagine the amount of frustration it's gonna cause your teammate if your team is getting obliterated from above. That is just what it feels like. And you can see when I shot the IS-3 back then, it was just that powerful. You know, I could use those positions and plant shots after shots and make it very irritating for them. Okay, Type 61 got the kill. Great. I've done 5,000 win rate already. 3,223 damage. Now, there's a lot of TD, so you gotta be careful when you're poking these bushes. You gotta make sure what you're doing is correct and what you're doing is safe. Now you gotta make sure they are in fact true. And look at this. I mean, if you could do this to the enemy team, look how irritating it is for them to play. You know, RU-251 is just a better tank than most tanks out there at tier 8. It's just so mobile, it's got such a good gun. The gun handling is absolutely amazing. And you get some amazing heat rounds as well, and HE rounds. This tank is nothing but, I would say, overpowered. But again, you need tanks which are slightly overpowered. You don't want completely overpowered tanks, but you still need good tanks, so such as the RU-251, which is brilliant. Now some people are trying to, let's say, get up the hill and then shoot down straight away, and you know, tanks like the Baltic could actually sneak up here if you don't look carefully, and the Type 61 who don't pay attention to the maps can get fucked up. So time for us to annihilate the Baltic and rescue our Type 61. The Baltic has one massive disadvantage, is that he can't shoot both of us in two directions. Now the IS-3's actually looked at this situation. He's going to come forward and distract the Baltic, and the Baltic, well, I can't pen through the props there, and he could pen me because I'm using HE rounds. Now I'm out of HE. I could perhaps get the kill on him, or I don't care. I could just let the Type 61 get around, and that was pretty much the end of this game because the ISU couldn't really carry it, especially when I'm in an RU-251. Look at him. Look how slow he's going to turn. That's it. I'm not going to give you an opportunity. You can see how quickly I sneaked around him, and that was 5,000 damage in a light tank, right? 5,000 damage in a light tank on this map. We got 8,000 win rate, so that's going to boost my win rate a lot. And hopefully this video was, you know, helpful for you to what do you do on this map. And I mean, of course, you gotta, one thing that makes, let's say, me to have 2,000 win rate on average is because, you know, I've been looking at the map. Now I've pretty much sucked at this game until 6,000 games when I actually got to know how to play it, and I realized that when you pop out, you take shots which are chancy. You know, you don't have to aim fully. You aim fully when you know that the enemy wouldn't return a shot at you. That's when you aim fully. But most of the time, if the enemy is also aiming at you, you don't take your time to aim unless it's a guaranteed kill on them and you need that kill. Then you know you aim. But most of the times you gotta take those chancy shots, such as what I was doing. But you can see how efficient I was. Even with 200 health points, I was able to do so much more damage. I didn't have the best start, but the ending was superb. So hopefully this video was good, and hopefully you enjoyed it. So we shall see you next time.